there were quite a lot of pictures in the house where I was born. I took them for granted just as I took the furniture for granted. But there were an awful lot of books with pictures in them, and my parents read me from these books. They were readers. They came from families of readers, and therefore we took books for granted, and the fact that I like making pictures. And I was very lucky because at none of the schools that I went to was I actively discouraged. Many children are, of course, actively discouraged by teachers who tell them that's not how you do it, you know, and give them rather boring exercises so that they can, in those days, so that they could paint like Titian or draw, you know. Whereas I knew that you had to start by painting exactly what you enjoyed, and the more you painted what you enjoy doing, the more you see it's bad and can be improved, and therefore you work at it. I suppose, again, the earliest art forms I saw were the dandy and the beano, in which you had stories told in pictures with words along beside them, or the Rupert Bear annuals, in which you had stories told in pictures with little rhymes underneath them. The last few steps they jump and so they fell in deep, warm, fluffy snow, or something like that. And therefore, it seemed to me that interesting words, interesting stories were accompanied by interesting pictures. And later, the books I found I was most enjoying had actually been illustrated by their own authors. Rudyard Kipling's Just So stories he illustrated with magnificent variety and detail and in black and white. Thackeray's little novel The Rose and the Ring he illustrated. The Hugh Lofting's Dr. Dolittle books, of which I was very keen, were illustrated. And, you know, and the point is that many of these illustrations, Lofting's, for instance, were, whereas Kipling and Thackeray were highly up to professional standard, Hugh Lofting's were distinctly naive in a kind of way. Not all that naive, very sophisticated hatching, but thinking, it's not too difficult to do that, helped, you know, and of course the drawings of Edward Lear, in which he exaggerates the length of a nose in order to have a lot of birds perched on it, and you know, thinking, freedom of expression. Well, getting it right in an entertaining way.